Well, hey, it's official. Rise to the pledge of allegiance. Pledge of allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I was a little too quick before officially calling the meeting of Rye Township Supervisor, May 23rd Supervisor Meeting to order. We'll start with a moment of silence, and for folks who don't know, former Supervisor John Stahl passed away last month, 27th. And, yeah, and his wife wanted to use your prayers, and so could the whole family. So if you're so inclined, let's have a moment of silence. Okay, moving on to approval of the minutes from the April 25th. Sorry, citizen participation. Citizen participation, this is for items that are on the agenda. Do we have any at this time? Hearing none, now we'll move on to the approval of the minutes from the April 25th Board of Supervisor meeting. Do we have a motion to approve those minutes? Brad makes the motion. We have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye. Minutes are approved. Moving on to reports, zoning code enforcement. We have a report from Max from Glace Associates. 345 zoning permits and 2 certificates of use. We do not have an invoice yet for this period, but this report will be out here for anyone who would like to take a look. Sewage enforcement report, there are 5 items for a total of $882.50. Make a motion to approve payment of that invoice for $882.50. We have a second.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Payment is approved. Road report, Brad.
Yes, we had of course the spring cleanup, mow along various roads, mow the grass here at the building, of course, work on the tractor mower, it's still waiting on parts. It's overheating. I cleaned ditches on Miller's Gap, took number 3 for inspection, cleaned up down tree on Idle Road, set up for election, and met with guys for bidding on the road.
Okay. How do we make out with the spring cleanup? Summary on that, we seem to be kind of light on.
Yeah, we were a little late, we were a little late this year. That's the first I've seen that since I've been here. I don't know what happened.
Usually it's
Finally got most of the don't clean up.
we don't have the invoice yet for the total. No,
No, I don't have that yet. I know Nancy took a rough count of people as they came in, and we figured about 235 vehicles. Normally we have more than that, but about 235.
Any idea how many dumpsters we use?
No, I don't. Do you know how many?
No, I don't know that. I know we exchanged at least 4 or 5. Roll balls.
Okay.
Might have been a couple, might have been more than that too. It was a little busy Friday.
Yeah, there were periods where.
Yeah, it was good, yeah.
Any status on the F-550 motor?
Yes, I just got a thing today, he just texted me and the engine is coming and it should be there this week or no later than next week. So there is progress. No, I don't know that. It just said it's on its way, so.
Okay, well, at least they'll have one.
Yeah, at least it's a little bit of good news. It's February.
Thanks, Brad.
Uh-huh.
Rec board report, Bob.
Yes, we had our fishing derby this past Saturday. Really exciting to see the kids catch these fish. We had about 40 children, probably 125, 30 grandparents, parents helped them out, and they caught a lot of fish. A lot of fish, more than last year. And I don't know if any of you saw it, Tasha sent pictures that she took. They're on, I guess, Facebook,
Yeah, on the park,
so,
on the Facebook page.
and all the women did a good job, and Bill did a good job with Glenn Darling. We had a great time. That's one of my favorite events. Watch your kids coming up with the fish. One little boy, they gave him his fish away, cause you have to release them, so they gave it to somebody. He weighed before, he threw a fit right up. They couldn't catch him, he came back in, one shoe off. It was fantastic. All right, enough about that. The strawberries in the park is June 11th,
Okay.
and that's about as far as I'm gonna go. I thought Nancy'd be here, but she's not.
Okay, thanks, Bob.
Mhm.
Emergency management report, I don't see Jim or Mike here, so we don't have one for this month. Financial treasurer's report, David, please.
Okay, the, general fund began with a balance April first of $147,413.60. Had receipts of $157,787.55. Expenditures of $68,839.75. $218.48 in interest, leaving us a balance May first in the general checking account of $236,579.88. The Pennian checking account had only interest activity and had a balance May first of $2,304.43. The American Rescue Plan Funds, the money market account, had only interest activity and had a balance May first of $2,867.53. And the rest of the funds are in investments. General savings account had only interest activity at the Bank of Landisburg and had a balance May first of $2,514.35. The liquid fuels fund, the checking account had only interest activity and had a balance May first of $789.22. And the liquid fuels account at the Bank of Landisburg had only interest activity and had a balance May first of $2,673.84. And as you know, the funds that will be used hopefully this year at our road projects are in a certificate of deposit, earning a little more interest. I think that's all I have for now.
Okay, thank you, David. I'm gonna jump back up to the top again just for a moment. Items on the agenda for our approval of the minutes. Meant to say something, the board would like to thank, Planning Commission. They had a very rough, presentation, from, some professional services that came in. But they maintained decorum, the board did, the Planning Commission did, was very professional. The task got taken care of, and we'd like to recognize, so Stan Vodzak, for folks that don't know who's currently on planning, Stan Vodzak, Sean Feather, Gordon Warren, Sue Christ, Camille Otto, Tom Graffensberger, Ken Quigley, and Kim Charles is the recording secretary, and Daisy is the assistant secretary. But again, great job. Everybody involved in that. That was a tough situation, and the township handled it very professionally. We very much appreciate it. Moving on to ordinances. So ordinance 2301, close a portion of Grier Point Road for Bethel Church event on June 10th from 7 a.m. to approximately 4 p.m.
And proof of publication is on file for this. This is just a standard ordinance that we use every year when they hold their events to close a portion of the road.
Motion to approve closure? Second, all in favor? Aye. Ordinance 2315 is approved. Moving on to resolutions, resolution 2315, move easy access CDs at 1% at Pennian Bank to a better rate investment CD, also at Pennian Bank.
These are easy access CDs, and I just received notice this week that they're doubling in investment, so I'm going to move them. So they're going from 1% to 2%, and we're still liquid for them. And it's actually for capital improvement CD. They're not big items, and a lot of money in them, but it's capital improvement CD, office equipment CD, park rec CD, and park playground CD. And I think the one that has the most in this capital improvement is probably around $6,000, so it's not a whole lot. But that's what that one is, moving them from 1% to 2%.
Make a motion to approve resolution 2315. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Brad, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Resolution 2315 is approved. Resolution 2316, which is move future land purchase CD at Pennian, early withdrawal of future land purchase CD at Bank of Landisburg, combined for a better rate of investment CD at Bank of Landisburg at 4.5%. Current rates are 1 and 0.85%.
Right, this was another reason I thought I'd move those 1 to 2% because I wanted to go to Pennian anyway. But the CD at future land purchase at Bank of Landisburg will have a withdrawal penalty of $830. But in 1 year, we will make that up plus, because it's at 0.85% now, and it's around $132,000. So when you start getting that amount of money, you can make up the difference, when you have a point, it's not even 1%. So I'm going to move that up approximately $131,370. That was last week, so I'm sure we have more on there now. And then I'm going to take, there's an 11-month easy access CD at Pennian, which has no penalty. And that has approximately $50,810. So this will combine both of them into one future land purchase CD instead of having two out there. And we'll combine it in slightly over $182,000, about $182,180, and it may vary due to interim interest added, but at 4.5%, it's going to make us some nice interest on that, and it's for 21 months. So that's what this resolution proposes. Withdrawal of the 60-month one. And if we left it in there, it went to 2026 at 0.85. So I really think it's worthwhile to take the withdrawal penalty. And the 131,370 takes into consideration the penalty removed. So, and then you add the 50,810 and add it together, you get about 182 to something like that, slightly over $182,000. And one thing will make it easier, it'll only be one CD and you won't be tracking two for the same purpose.
Okay. Thanks for chasing those down.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have a motion to approve resolution 2316? That makes a motion.
I'll second.
Sean second. All in favor? Aye. Resolution 2316 is approved. Moving on to new business. Read and award the 2023 road bids. So this is going to be for Miller's Gap, Chestnut Street, and Orchard Drive.
I need to get that signed. Okay, if the bid wasn't totaled on the front page, I put it here for you,
Okay.
and the name is awesome. And these are in no order, they're just. This is Hall Baker.
Glenn? And Hall Baker bids $161,700 even.
you're looking at is there are 3 attachment ones,
Yeah.
and each attachment is, for one road. You got Millers, you got Chestnut Street, and you have Orchard.
Okay.
So they were supposed to total on the front page, but not all of them did. Some of them did, some of them didn't.
Okay, I was throwing off the post-it, indicates 161,700 even, and the first number at the bottom is 708, so I was just making
Oh,
sure
okay.
that's what,
You got it.
Yeah, that is confusing, because they
Orchard,
didn't
but,
total
yeah.
it. That was just for Millers.
okay. So that's all Baker, total 161,700.
Right.
Okay, and this is Pensy, and they did total it for us.
NC has a total of 192,877.90. Did you want to see which?
No, we're okay.
Okay. 192,877.90.
And this is New Enterprise, Stone and Lime.
New Enterprise Stone and Lime is a total of $153,110 for all 3.
This is EK Services.
EK Services bid a total of $164,701.06.
And the last one is J. Falford, and they didn't total it, but if you look on the last page, they totaled it. I wrote it on the front page for you. You can get confused.
J. Folk Road bid $168,276.41. Yes, a New Enterprise has a combined total of 153,110, which is the lowest, and they also did a very good job for the sections they did for us. So.
They did New Valley, this big section of New Valley, they did Lamb's Gap, and what else was it, did I, was that it?
Tower Road.
Tower, I knew there was another
Yep.
one,
Yeah.
Tower, yeah.
Yep.
So far, they
And
look
we
good.
had anything before we,
Did you meet with someone from everybody or?
I met with Jimmy Johnson.
Okay.
And I
Hey,
met
Jimmy.
with,
did you get to sign that?
EK
Yeah.
Oh, you
Services.
did, all right, thanks.
Yep, he did.
And you met with someone else.
EK, I met with them,
Okay.
and I think that was all, and Folk Road called me.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, Jimmy, you're with.
New Enterprise.
Oh. Congratulations, well, any other comments?
No, I don't have any.
Okay, make a motion that we accept the bid from New Enterprise Stone and Line for $153,110 even. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Brad second, all in favor?
Aye.
Congratulations, thanks again.
Thank you.
And I will get the paperwork ready. There is a bid bond in there. I didn't.
Okay, anything to sign at this time?
Yes, there is, the contract is towards the front of the paperwork. At the very beginning, but there is a 10% bid bond in there. They all have bid bonds, I did go through them.
But Jimmy doesn't need anything to take with him
No,
this evening. How about we sign this
you can
afterward?
sign it after.
Yeah, just
yes,
wanna
that'll be
Look
fine.
over
Just
it.
don't let us forget.
Because I think I might need, CDL paperwork.
Yeah, and then the performance
Testing
and,
paper.
Okay, I'm just
and
gonna
the
put this.
performance and payment bonds too.
The payment bonds and the,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
There's some
yeah.
paperwork, I'll put the list together.
Okay.
You can have those back.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, well, thank you.
Thanks,
All right,
Jimmy.
thank you.
I'll get, you get in touch with me, Daisy. and-
Yeah, I will.
Yeah, you
Okay.
get with me
Yeah,
then,
thank you.
yeah.
Thanks for putting that all together and coordinating.
Yeah, that's
Jason,
real,
for
that's
us.
real
Yeah,
nice.
that's good.
That looks great.
Item B under new business, release the escrow held as security for Craig Raisner at 80 Lamb's Gap Road property.
Yes, that finally sold. We actually had, some expenses, minimal last year, because what was happening is the sewage officer was going out there. So I think there was questions on with the small flow, there was just a lot of questions on that property. So now it has sold. I guess I received a notice of it last So I thought it's time to release it. It's $271 that's remaining.
Was it somebody that local that purchased it, you know?
I don't know them. I remember I noted it on the real estate transfer
Yeah.
form, but I didn't
Yeah.
really know them.
Yeah, the name's not familiar with me.
No. And I haven't had any calls about it, so you might be getting a visit. from
Another
the
visit
planning
to the
commission.
There you
I
go.
don't know.
Uh,
Yeah, you go, I won't know.
I'll make a motion to approve releasing that escrow. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Brad, second, all in favor?
Aye.
Moving on to, geez, we're at announcements already. May 29th, the office is gonna be closed for Memorial Day. Trash will be collected on Wednesday, May 31st. As Bob said earlier, June 11th is gonna be strawberries in the park from 6 to 7 p.m. Rain or shine, if you've never come to that, that is a really, really nice event. So, well attended, thank God.
free.
And it's free.
And they got ice cream.
Yeah, moving on to approval and payment of the bills, basically.
General fund checks 17657 and 17677 in the amount of $12,780.77. There were no expense checks voided. Payroll checks 8204 to 8208 in the amount of $4,274.61. Payroll checks 8209 to 8216 in the amount of $5,019.08. There were no payroll checks voided during processing.
Okay. Make a motion to approve payment of the bills. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Sean, second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, Daisy. Now, moving on to citizen participation, second portion. This is for items that are not on the agenda. And John, you're up first?
Sure. I'll start with my first question is, can you provide information on and an update about the Mountain Road culverts? You know, that we got the DEP violation memo on?
Yeah, go through all your questions, John, then we'll go down to it.
Okay. Then I guess the rest are other ones. So after the meeting minutes for the March meeting were posted, since it was like 3 weeks after you guys approved them, they seem to be incorrect in the rec board section. In the meeting minutes, it notes the RTCA requested the use of prisoners to perform park maintenance. During the March meeting, not once was the RTCA mentioned. So please adequately note this correction in this meeting's minutes and do not summarize this comment like you typically do when I make comments. So there was an incorrect comment there in that meeting minutes. And if you want to see what that actually looked like, I have those meeting minutes if you'd like to see them.
Yeah, is that a copy that you can
Sure.
read?
Yeah.
Okay.
Would you like me to read it or you want me to bring it to you?
Well, go ahead and read it.
Okay, it says, Rec Board, member Nancy Sunday requested permission from the board for the following. 1, a request from the RTCA to complete and submit an application to apply for assistance from the Department of Corrections to complete community service at the New Valley Road Park.
Okay.
So the problem is RTCA wasn't even mentioned in that meeting, and the RTCA never had any, recommendation or want from that. So that was all the Rec Board. Nancy brought it up. So I'm just making sure that you guys make that correction in this meeting minutes, that this was an incorrect statement in those meeting
Okay.
minutes.
Okay, yeah, if you'll leave that copy, we'd appreciate that.
Sure.
Okay, next one.
Okay. My next one. So I was wondering, what is the required vegetated lawn height in the township ordinances?
Yeah, you're talking about the park, John.
Yeah, I'm going to lead into that, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, why is the ball field and park not being mowed and kept within the ordinance requirement? Will the township not take care of their maintenance responsibilities for the park to make a nice, usable space for its residents? Jim, in March, you added to the park mowing contract that the mower only came when contacted. So who can residents, ask for who is responsible for calling that mower for the ball field and park to not be mowed? So who's responsible
That's
for
me,
it?
John.
Okay.
I have buildings and grounds.
Okay, good. So, because the height of that grass over there at 24 plus inches is quite pathetic. It's sad that this board can't make things worthwhile for residents. There are only 2 parks in this township and both are in pretty sad condition, looking at them. And then the last thing, The RTCA sent a letter to the Township Board of Supervisors and Solicitor about the hazards that abound in the park. Will the township do anything about these hazards to make a safe space for the township residents to enjoy? As constantly noted, the township is responsible for the maintenance of the park, and a letter was sent to the RTCA stating this, but nothing is being maintained. Note that all future correspondence to the RTCA must be mailed or emailed to Dana Cotton and not brought to a residence unannounced. This requirement is standard, reasonable, and a common courtesy to not show up unannounced to somebody's residence. So,
Somebody showed up at Dana's.
yes, somebody from the solicitor's group supposedly handed her the letter. So,
I don't know that we're
What are you
aware of that.
talking about?
We don't know anything about it.
you don't know anything about the letter? You know nothing
No,
about the letter
we know
from...
about initiating a letter in response, but I was not aware that it was delivered, presented, and how it was presented. So we do have two members from our solicitor's office here this
Okay.
evening, so we'll speak with them and find out.
Okay. Yeah, but email or mail is preferred. Do not show up unannounced to people's homes. Because there's no reason to. If you have email, it's sent, and you have certified mail. So, I know you probably don't want people showing up, so.
Do you happen to know who it was that showed up?
She didn't get a name specifically. I don't think she did, so.
Okay.
I'm not, she's not here right now, but,
Okay,
Yeah.
well,
We didn't know anything about it.
yeah, I'll say I'm puzzled by it, John, because, again, we were not aware, the board was not aware, Amy was not
No,
aware,
it's not aware.
that somebody delivered a letter.
well, I mean, you guys had to know something since you knew
Well,
a
no,
letter was made.
John,
No,
we
You knew a letter was
initiated the
made,
letter.
but
I
how
said
did it
that.
get there?
I said that, we initiated the letter.
Mhm.
We were not aware that it was delivered, and we were not aware of the manner in which it was delivered.
Okay.
Or the
Right.
comment.
Right?
You're not even CC'd on it at all? You have no idea what was on it? Wow, okay, that explains a lot. So going back to my questions, update on Mountain Road. We already talked about the March meeting minutes, which I'll give to you. What's up with the park mowing?
Mhm.
And what's being done about the hazards in the park?
Okay.
So if you want to answer them, go ahead.
Mountain
If not-
Road culvert. Okay.
Mhm.
Now, unfortunately, we don't have our lead counsel here this evening that was handling that. He was dealing with Max at our engineering firm. Those two there was an issue with waiting for the appropriate or heavy amount of rainfall before they could follow up on it. If you wouldn't mind letting us know where that does stand, because I know it's been
The culvert on Mountain Road.
culvert pipes on Mountain Road, yeah. Mike had been communicating, he was to be the board's voice in dealing with our engineering firm to get that resolved.
Got it.
Thank you.
I'll have an answer for you in a couple days.
Okay, thank you. To the March meeting minutes, John, you leave that copy, we'll address that. Regarding the mowing, so I have grounds, and
Okay.
I have buildings and grounds. So we have been, that we're having some disconnect, shall we say, with the RTCA? I mean, you're
Okay.
aware of that, but at the end of the day, the township is leasing the land.
Mhm.
So the township will maintain the land in accordance with our desires and our use of the park. Really, we're fine if the property goes back to being, nobody uses the ball field. Folks don't use other areas of the park, so we're inclined to just let it go back to being natural. If you guys are so inclined to mow it, I've mowed it twice. I've mowed it with my own equipment, my own time, my own gas. So we are not ignoring it, John. We are addressing the areas that the township, as the leasing party, feels is necessary to maintain it. Regarding the improvements that you're concerned about, we did also speak with our solicitor about that. And yeah, they don't look great, but as far as being hazardous, we're not of the mind that they are. And
Okay.
so.
Yeah, I know it's your liability insurance, so that's fine, so, yep. Okay. I'll make a statement as a citizen that mowing one pass around areas like playgrounds and stuff like that that isn't enough. You really need a little bit more because kids are not going to stay right on the thing. And you know ticks are out there. The grass is chest high on me even. So it's your choice. This is your board. You guys make the decision, which is sad for the residents of this township that we do have a ball field, and even if people aren't using it, they can't even use it at all now. So it's your choice.
Yeah, well.
People will
just-
make their
I'll
choice on
Speak
it,
for
so.
myself, I don't think it makes sense to spend township money to be mowing a field that folks aren't using. So, and folks haven't used that ball field for years, and if the RTCA wishes to somehow maintain it, turn it into something else, you know, we try to maintain the park to what the township felt was in the best interest of the citizens. We did not get help or cooperation from the RTCA, so we're making the best use of the park as we see fit, as the township sees fit for that property.
Well, I know just a couple of years ago, a certain rec board member wanted to mow down all the trees along the road.
No, Joe,
So now we switched, so that's all right.
I'm glad you said that, because John, that's an exaggeration. It was clear, and we spoke with our solicitor at the time about going in there and cutting it and clearing it, and the object was to make it visible from the road for safety purposes. No one ever said we were gonna mow down the whole tree line. We didn't, that wasn't our intention.
Never.
Never, it was
Never.
never said.
Mowing the trees along
And
the
John,
road.
you weren't there, you were not part of the RTC at the time. so
I was here when that member was complaining about the reason he wanted to do it was because he was worried about a park pedophile. But the state trooper was here that same meeting and he didn't say anything about that person.
Well, I guess you're talking about me, and that's the truth. Where are you whenever we need help? Sitting at home writing on your little keyboard. I'm tired of hearing about you, buddy. Sick of it. You can put that out there in the Facebook.
Anyway, I'm done. So thank you
Good.
for the update on the park mowing and everything like that. So thank you
Okay.
for addressing.
Thank you for your questions. Is there anyone else? Robert? Yeah, sorry, I forgot you were signing in on the list. Thank you.
Well, I know the mowers broke down. And when we bought the last
And just
backhoe,
for folks that are listening on YouTube, this is a separate mowing incident, because there's folks that aren't here that are gonna wonder about the mowing that we just talked about. This
the
is
mower along township roads, the mowers broke
The big
down.
mower, yes.
So we get this right. And we bought the last backhoe. I told Kenny Quigley we could go out there, order a mower, and tell him we'll pay for it the next number of months. He said, oh, you can't do that. I said, I do it all the time, or I did it when I worked. I bought trucks and trailers and all kinds of equipment. Hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars. So if you wanna check, I guess Raisner's not in business, but you could check with someone to see about ordering a tractor and mower and pay for it 4 months down the road, or wait and order it and pay for it after budget. But it could be ordered ahead of time so they could use it. And I know that you can do that. They will charge you interest, but then when you write the contract, pay the interest for those 3 or 4 or 5 months. But then when you give them final payment, you don't want to pay the interest. They can take that off. And they will do that, believe me. These people want to sell things. So you can check. I'm not a supervisor, as some people think I am, but I'm just putting that out there, what's available.
Okay.
That's it.
Thanks, Bob. Anyone else? Public comment? Hearing none, make a motion to adjourn the meeting. Give a second. Brad, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting is adjourned. Thanks, everyone, for coming out. Yeah, so, let's sign this.
Hi, Darryl. How are you?
I'm the senior attorney in the firm. Talking like you get that letter. You say,
don't know.
He said
He's saying they already got it
I'll
tonight.
make copies for everybody tomorrow. And I'm gonna go to the meeting.
Good.